What's up, YouTube? It's OllieBeanz from iFreaking Love This, and today it's all about keeping things clean. We're gonna look into 3 tools that I use to keep my office and peripherals clean, and they make the job nice and easy to get done, because who actually really likes cleaning, right? All right, let's not waste any time. Let's get right into the first tool I use to keep my office and peripherals clean. And here is the OXO Good Grips Microfiber Duster. Of all the, regular handheld dusters I've used, this is definitely my favorite. This material really collects dust. Some people complain that it will snag on sharp edges, but any duster is really going to do that for you. You just got to take it nice and slow. The head also removes, and you can throw that in the washing machine if you want. I do prefer to do a hand wash on it, though, and it stays in there nice and tight. And here you can see the back of one of my monitors, and you can see there's a lot of dust in there. With just one pass from the OXO microfiber duster, all that dust disappears. And then you can get around the mounts and everything. Just take it nice and slow, otherwise it will snag to get any hairs or any dust that's missing. And there you go, done. I do recommend with electronics that you unplug your electronics when you're dusting them, just in case, because any duster is going to have a chance of having some static electricity. And here we have the second item that I use to keep my office clean almost daily. This is especially good for keyboards and phone bezels and other really tough to get into crevices. This is the OXO Good Grips Electronics Cleaning Brush. And so it's got 2 ends. This first end here is a silicone tip that's bendable. It's flexible, right? And that's perfect for getting what I call schmegma, right? That stuff that isn't quite dust, so it's not going to brush or be blown off. And you need to scrape it off, but you don't want to damage the finish on your electronics. This is perfect for that. And then on the other end here, we have this retractable brush. And this is perfect for getting in between keycaps of keyboards, as well as other tough to find areas where it is dust that you want to get off. And I'll actually show you this on one of my keyboards that I had in storage right now. And be warned, it's pretty grimy, but I know some of y'all's are worse than this, so don't act all tough. And this is the dirty keyboard in question. I mean, this thing's been in storage. I've got 3 dogs. There's hair on it. There's dust. It's pretty gross. If the keyboard I used every day looked like this, I'd be pretty ashamed. And here, what we're going to do is we're just going to take the regular brush tool, right, that extends right out, and we're just going to go in between the keycaps, right? You don't have to remove them with this method. And don't worry about getting everything off of the keyboard. We're really just loosening everything up at this point. So what I usually do is just go all through horizontal, and then what I'll do is I'll switch to start going vertical. And look at that. You've got hair, you've got dust. Everything's coming off, though. And again, you don't have to worry about going underneath. The next tool is going to take care of that. And make sure you get all the different ones and then start going vertically, get around the edges and border. And then here we have getting off some of that schmegma with the orange pot. That's going to scrape off some of those things that maybe have a little bit more moisture than regular dust do on there, or if they've been on there for a while. And here we have the next tool we're going to be using, the X-Power A2 air blower. And what this is essentially a replacement for compressed air. With compressed air, you run into the issues of having condensation because that compressed air gets cold as it expands. And so here you have the main unit. You've got a lot of extensions that come in the bag. Most of these I haven't used yet. I'll probably open some of these up so you guys can get an actual better look here. See which ones I've already used. That's the default attachment. That's the one I use most often, is just this right here. It does have an extender that goes on it for any tough to reach items, and they fit on there really snug. And that's because this thing puts out a lot of pressure. I'll show you an example of it throwing around my phone a little later. But let's take a look at some of these extensions. We have a triple one here, and that's got just 3 different size nozzles. See what else we got in here. We have, this thing's actually marketed to dry your pets off as well. It has a lot of pressure, so that cap right there might be better for that, or if you're sweeping across your whole desk. And then we have one that's pretty much like the original I have on there, but just an extension. And then these two come in handy as well. There's two different size brush attachments as well. We're not going to be using the brush today because we already did use the brush on the keyboard itself. Take a look at everything you're getting here together. And really, once you see this thing in action, though, that's when it's really going to impress you. It all comes down to how much air it actually moves. And now that we've got everything brushed and loosened, we're going to take that X-Power A2 and just bring it nice and close. I start on low and just go in between the keycaps. And you can see it coming out the side there. You've got hair coming out. And sorry, this video might flash a little bit. This video actually got corrupted, and I needed to repair it. And so there's still some artifacts left over from that. But you can see here, it's really pushing everything out from underneath those keycaps. Sometimes you've got to follow it along until it then shoots out like it did right there. But generally speaking, you just want to keep going until nothing else is shooting out of the sides of it. And this probably only takes about a minute, and we only spent about, what, 20 seconds brushing it beforehand. So in under 2 minutes, you've got a clean, ready-to-go keyboard. And as you can see right here, as I use this X-Power to move around a couple of objects I had laying around, this thing puts out a lot of pressure. Now, while you can use this to clean your PC, right, it is marked safe for electronics, you don't want it to actually touch anything. You want to make sure anything that might be coming off your computer also doesn't then get stuck somewhere else where it could cause a short. Always unplug your computer. And again, you can see here, this thing moves quite a lot of power. So if you do have it on your fans in your PC, you actually want to put a screwdriver in there to stop the fans from spinning, because otherwise this thing will actually make the fan spin too fast for most ratings, breaking the bearings of the fan inside. And there you have it, the 3 tools I depend on daily to keep my office and peripherals clean. I'll have links to all 3 of them down below, so that way you can purchase them nice and easily, and it does help support the channel. Another way to support the channel, if you found the video helpful, is to maybe give the video a like, maybe share it, hit that subscribe button and that bell if you want to be notified when I put out new content. I also stream on Twitch 3 nights a week, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. That schedule might change, so best thing to do is just give me a follow, and you'll be notified of when I go live. And you can come by, ask me questions about these videos that I do, or just bust my chops when I game. I'll put that link in the description below for you as well. I'm OllieBeanz from iFreaking Love This. I'll see you in the next video. Be good to each other.